Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Action 4 Real News Team at 6. I'm here tonight with my fellow friend Alec. I'm Trinidad. We'd like to welcome you and bring you the news right away on a tragic story out of Pensacola, Florida. Last night, Wednesday, a gas explosion rocked the county jail in Escanaba and sent 2 convicts away in body bags and more than 150 to surrounding emergency rooms in Florida. Of the 150 plus injured in the blast, the worst injury left a correctional officer and a dedicated father of 3, paralyzed from the waist down. Christopher Hankinson was working in a room directly above the blast epicenter when the explosion occurred. He fell through a hole in the floor to the basement and suffered a crushed vertebrae, multiple broken ribs, and a shoulder blade injury. His wife has refused to comment with Channel 4 Real News Team, but tells us that she is glad he is alive and to have been by his side through all his pains and sufferings.
Several authorities are being charged for criminal negligence after failing to evacuate the building after smelling gas. Many inmates have confirmed smelling gas long before the explosion actually occurred. Pensacola attorney Scott Barnes is representing at least one inmate in a planned lawsuit against the county, claiming that gas was smelled and no authorities were alerted. For Jennifer Baldwin, a 31-year-old inmate at the prison, the image of battered and bloody people crawling on the lawn of a still smoldering building will haunt her forever. At the start of the night, the power went off, and that's when the smell of gas got really strong, she told me. I don't know why the gas leak got so far, and I don't know what's going on, but do I think it could have been prevented? Yes I do, she states.
Now, as always, Action 4 Real News likes to bring you first-hand witness accounts of incidences. Right now, we're going to take you to a video that we were able to get our hands on from a witness to the burning men at the jail. Be warned, it is a little graphic. I'm going to say minors under 16 maybe don't watch this. Look away. Or watch it if you want.
Very tragic, as you can see.
Horrible. That's what it is. A man burning to death because people didn't want to evacuate the jail.
The raging floods in days prior to the explosion are a factor in the gas leak. On Tuesday, April 29th, parts of Pensacola reported having as much as 15 inches of rain before midnight alone, setting a record for rainfall in that area. As a result, Florida Governor Rick Scott declared a state of emergency in 26 counties, calling upon various state and national agencies, including the National Guard, to provide aid to those affected.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Action 4 Real News Team at 6. You're live with me, Trinidad, my news partner recorder, Johnny. Last night, Wednesday, April 30th, around 11 o'clock, a large burst of flames was spotted emerging from the Escanaba County Jail located in Pensacola, Florida. The explosion is said to have 2 deaths and close to 150 injuries, ranging from burns to fractured bones and 2 deaths. A correctional officer, Christopher Hankinson, was working in a room located directly above the blast epicenter. After the explosion, he reportedly fell through a hole caused by the blast and fell into the basement of the building. The fall left him paralyzed from the waist down. From what we know, Hankinson is said to have suffered a crushed vertebrae, multiple broken ribs, and a shoulder blade injury. First responders went on to tell our live reporter at the scene.
Possible criminal negligence charges could be filed against several authorities within the jail if investigators find the building was not evacuated after the smell of gas was first noticed. Many inmates have come forward and confirmed that the distinct smell of gas was present throughout the entire building. I interviewed Ms. Jennifer Baldwin, a 31-year-old inmate at the jail. She told me that earlier in the night the power had gone out, and just as that happened, the smell of gas was everywhere. At the time, I had no idea what was going on, and I was really scared for my life, she says. Do I think the situation could have been avoided? Yes. Yes, I do.
There is evidence that the severe flooding in days prior to the explosion was a factor. On Tuesday, April 29th, parts of Pensacola received 15 inches of rain before midnight, setting a record for rainfall in that area. On Wednesday, April 30th, the governor of Florida, Rick Scott, declared a state of emergency in 26 counties, calling on various agencies, including the National Guard, to help those affected by the flooding.